I love it that you're so, from the Bible view, you got to be real hardcore about your own personal relationship with mind control and have an experience with Christ for the Christ consciousness, which is a thing. It is a thing. Don't be fucked up or fooled. Now, I don't know. I'm just going to give it back. Best possible way I can do it. And then I'm going to put the heat seeking nuke I just found out about Mr. Stephen Greer. Because not only does Stephen Greer take the accelerated course, not fooling anybody, not fooling nobody. That dude, my vibes verified this the whole time. Any interaction. One of the ladies, hold on, reptilians are Earth people. All right, you want a Draco alien? Look at your left and right. They're next to you, wherever. Does this include a outer? No, it's not even necessary. They hear this is mind shit. This is your mind fucking you over. Okay, just want to say that first for those that are dragging, in case you're dragging ass. Okay. So the level of shit that Israel's trying to do or wanting to do, when you get panel of, these people that have this firsthand view on genocide, let's say genocide, killing other humans, I believe you should have the right to defend yourself with a gun, whatever gun you got. If you're being harmed, fire the gun, kill them, live with it for the rest of your life. It's fair. It really does go together, though, what you can accept in regards to other people and harming other people and being ready to kill, or flat ass refusal to acknowledge the pain of others. You must have a blocker. I'm leading with this just to say that there's a lot of things that seem to have been said for the time we're in now. Do you know? Because there's so many fucking wild left and right fucking. You see a rocket go up and it fucking just boom. My roommate told me, yeah, he had one of his rockets blow up. I was like, talking about Elon. This is the oh. I was like, how did it? It blew up all right. It blew up. Blew up all right. What I can't put together for you, I can't. How could I? We went in yesterday. We went and we get this washing machine. Now it's a little big. It's just wrestling for the space. Yeah, I would say that's a bit of a match going on here. I'm not able to really scootsy it over anymore. I'm at the limit. I am. I'm at the limit. There's only so much space in there. One takes up all the space. Another one can barely fit. Put them in, not put them in. This is your question. See, my last washing machine, we had it for so long. It's the same one that even at my mom's house. It's just a double because it's a different same one. This place we went to get it. We went there once before, I and Don. And this would be the first time we worked together in a long time. I remember the day and the strangeness of the day. There was nobody there. We didn't meet the people that were there. But the yard and the place where it's at has a completely different energy. Now, when I encountered it, it shocked me to a bit. I vocalized it. Not a big deal. Pine trees have an extremely potent fucking energy. It's disruptive. To put it mildly, it is a little bit. Especially when you get the mix of the two. Like the area where there's not pine trees and you got some real serious business ones just in there putting down the layer of fucking pine needles where nowhere else has it. Yeah. There was a fake, I think like a decoy deer or some shit, and it's in the backyard. It's not trying to do anything. It's not being used in any capacity at all. When I saw it the first time, because of this underlying effect was going on and I was aware of it. It took me. I knew what it was. I was feeling it. I saw this fucking decoy deer, and for the first half second, whatever the reaction time makes you think something's alive, because you see it alive. I saw a live deer. And then I didn't. I saw this so fast. There's only been a couple other times I've had that experience in my life. Yeah, you can get somebody to be fooled with a fake snake, have fun of it while watch them run, especially if it's tied to like their fishing pole, which they haven't thrown down, and it's chasing them. The hilariousness. Because you watch a body in a response to danger mixed in with a mind trying to retake the ship, the body. It does something for you. It really does. It gives you a little piece of fucking wisdom in a way that you're just not equipped normally to be able to fucking deal with. And it's great. It's useful. It's a useful tool. So that all being said, religion, all of them, they bring you to a point. And my personal belief is that it is of utmost importance to consider whatever other self there is. If you're in love, and this is for a woman, it'll give you the keys to the kingdom. If you're just a man of the people, you're in an army. You're trying to rise in the whatever the fuck is your path. You'll get something of dramatic, transformative input. If the world is left to how it goes, and you just would think that all isn't one, you couldn't take it seriously, any of that shit, it could be a real shit show. You need it. You need to have it. You need to know it. You need to know it to make it. Or what you're going to end up doing is wrong and potentially very bad. But now, where I'm at, I love it. I love how it's played out. I don't think I would have taken it any other way unless I'd have got the type of counsel from the spirit that I have. It boggles my mind. There's still a lot of people that they see this. They're never going to admit that the outrage, the lashing out could be looked at. Might be symptomatic. These people that were inside and ready to give us this had the shirt on about, whatever it was, fuck the Republican, and I know they're not only your liberals around you that wish you ill, these are the most snubbed to you liberals that wish you ill. The ones that would be in your own home wish you ill. Thank you for the washing machine. It is a new appliance in addition to the home. It hasn't got a name yet. It hasn't ran any laundry. Will soon. Now, I don't know because of the hubbub. This one could be a real bitch. It might be finicky. The lady was very clear on her personal disdain for the appliance caused her friends not to want to take it. They didn't understand that her personal issue wasn't a party matter. It was a simple personal one. That this, in the right hands, someone else's, would have been a great. She shaded it, though, perfectly as we left, okay? Because it's in there. It's a little bigger. I mean, there's no way. No one would know where you're going with this. I know. People used to always accuse me of talking backwards or withholding some information from them. They thought I was trying to get them or something. I was like, why? There is no punchline here. With this, there's not. You either get there or you don't get there. I don't push you. Okay, what do you mean? Now I see the difficulty. Having been there, yeah, first off, on this most delicate matter, the politics, I'm now aware there's a cult functioning, controlling the Democrat side, but I vote for Trump, and I continue to watch all the updates. And furthermore, megalomania hack. Not only do I not like to watch the Trump shit, will be critical, I get to also be Donald Trump of the occult, which is not a fun. No, there's nothing fun about that in the occult world. It's dangerous too. Enjoy your Thursday. Check out the other half. It's going to be a little dirt on Stephen Greer, but the guy that this guest in the Tarot Academy, it's the Museum of Tarot. I'm sorry, that's his organization, which didn't almost nothing to do about tarot. Everything else. Very strange name. Great find though. It's the guy that has the glasses. They remade the glasses that let you see auras, where the Vietnam guys using early night vision, and then suddenly we're seeing hell and demons opening up, and they open up fire on the choppers next to them because demons are flying by and they're trying to shoot the demons because they can see them flying around, harvesting souls, newly dead, loving every minute of it. So enjoy it. We're going to talk about perfect timing and perfect timing. Watch this.
You owe it to your family to see what's possible. No upfront fees, no pressure. It costs you nothing to find out what you could save every month. And if you start today, you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing today. 800-795-1210.
This is not it.
That's 800-795-1210. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net/Owens. So now, speaking of rocket ships and people lying, let's talk about UFOs. Now, I know that a lot of you probably never think about UFOs, and people that do all have wildly different opinions and takes. It's interesting, but also it feels at least a little bit like a psyop. It's dizzying to keep up with all the drama in the UFO community, and without Candace around to give it the Blake Lively treatment, it's largely the Wild West of conspiracy theories as far as I'm concerned. But Just recently, a content creator called Museum of Tarot exposed one of the largest and longest-standing UFO influencers to potentially be an Israeli plant.
This is the guy, Museum of Tarot, okay. This guy re-engineered and put out and has, you can go and you could get some if you wanted to, those glasses that were alleged, the ones based in whatever you would see the auras, something that was made from a weird blue dye. It's not blue, it's purple. But anyway.
Stephen Greer. If you're not familiar with this dude, he spent the last 30 years collecting every whistleblower under the sun and compiling their testimony and allegedly running around briefing presidents and CIA directors, etc. about the threat of UFOs and the secret government reverse engineering programs. Some of his claims are believable, and some of them are completely ridiculous, like the time he claimed to have an alien body that turned out to be the bones of a deformed human child. So, a couple of months ago, Brent, Museum of Tarot, went on my friend Danny Jones's podcast and dropped a bomb on Stephen Greer's career. He brought documentation that he had dug up that seemed to imply that Stephen Greer had a long-lost secret history with Israel that he never seems to mention anymore. Let's watch this clip.
The bridegroom is the son of Mr. and Mrs. James Greer of 1201 Princeton Avenue. He attended the Appalachian State University and is employed in the Information Processing Department at Baha'i World Center. After a trip through Israel, the couple will live in Haifa and work at the Baha'i World Center.
Yeah. That's the original marriage notice. Baha'i was regarded as an intelligence gathering operation for Mossad.
Balls dropping. He's like, what? Whoa.
And Stephen Greer worked for these people.
And he worked for them. He started with those people. Then he got...
This is before he was an emergency room doctor?
I've done a lot of research on Stephen Greer. I don't want to make any claims that get me in any kind of trouble about Stephen Greer, but it doesn't look to me like he had enough time to even do medical school and a residency. And certainly the old newspaper articles don't refer to him as Dr. Greer. It's like he goes right into UFO stuff. So if he worked, there's indication he worked for a very short time at a small hospital in western North Carolina and then went directly into shilling UFOs for Rockefeller.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Danny Jones has talked to a lot of wild people and heard a lot of wild claims, and that pause of just what the kills me.
Yeah.
But it's always important to double check your sources. It's always important to try to corroborate things for yourself. And so, I was able to dig up and corroborate the newspaper clipping that Brent references independently online, all on my own. It is pulled from the Charlotte Observer, published on Thursday, October 30th, 1979. And it says what Danny read on screen. I'll just read a little bit from it right now. Quote, Haifa, Israel. Emily Kramer and Stephen Greer were married Saturday at Baha'i World Center. Further down it says, the bridegroom is the son of Mr. and Mrs. James Greer of 1201 Princeton Avenue. He attended Appalachian State University and is employed in the Information Processing Department at Baha'i World Center. After a trip through Israel, the couple will live in Haifa and work at Baha'i World Center. Now, this is interesting for a number of reasons. First, the photo included is clearly identifiable as being the correct Stephen Greer, even though he's much younger. Aside from all the other corroboration as far as where, when, names, etc. So as Brent points out, Greer never seems to mention Israel all that much these days. And this is right at the age where one would be recruited as an intelligence asset. It also is immediately before he goes out into the world and starts to become the man that the UFO community knows today. Also, an interesting rabbit hole on Baha'i. Baha'i is sort of a universal faith that plays into all religions and has practitioners all around the globe.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not familiar with any of the nuances of their beliefs or practices. Brent says Baha'i was widely considered to be an intelligence gathering operation for Mossad. Now, I haven't done the full dive on Baha'i by any means, but Iran certainly thinks that Baha'i is an intelligence operation for Mossad and the CIA. In 2014, there are a small handful of articles referencing claims made by Ahmad Saleh, chairman of Iran's Parliamentary Cultural Commission. And he said, quote, "I declare very explicitly that Baha'ism is an espionage organization which gathers intelligence for the CIA and Mossad, and there are abundant documents to prove this." Now, there is a small handful of Western publications mocking this assertion, which really doesn't give you much to go on. If Baha'ism isn't an intelligence gathering operation, then the CIA and Mossad are definitely missing out on a convenient opportunity, though, as global groups like niche religions make great espionage covers of Scientology. That being said, maybe Iran just doesn't like the Baha'i, just as they don't like all the other religions. Who knows? Brent also presented Danny with an op-ed piece written by Greer in the late 80s that seems to imply that Stephen Greer may also be secretly gay. Skylar was able to dig that one up too, and it is a real piece published in the Asheville Citizen on Friday, October 16th, 1987.
Fuck.
It
Dinner
says,
and a show?
in part, I'm just going to read a little bit of it, quote, "We feel that the struggle for our civil rights as gay and lesbian citizens is intricately linked to all struggles against racism, sexism, and anti-Semitism in this country and worldwide." Later on it says, quote, "Gay and lesbian Americans are everywhere and among everyone. We have fought and died for this country. We are its doctors and nurses, artists and activists, construction workers and social workers, and we are, for the time being, most affected by the AIDS epidemic in the United States." So, Brent makes it very clear that he has nothing against gay people, just that the double life of a closeted gay person is concerning when we're talking about the top representative of the UFO disclosure community who is allegedly briefing presidents and CIA directors on the topic, especially when he has links to Israel that just never seem to come up. It all seems a little fishy. Now, within this article, we don't have a photo to confirm that it's the right Stephen Greer, but we do have a middle initial, he is a doctor, and there's a connection to Asheville. The Stephen Greer we are talking about matches all of those criteria, so it doesn't seem likely that we're matching this to the wrong Greer. And if it is the same Greer, then it's interesting that he was married in Israel back in the 70s to a woman, and then referring to himself as a gay man in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So, altogether, the UFO disclosure corner of the internet is a wild place. And it's an absolute cluster of ex-spooks, current spooks, suspicious characters, dubious stories, and wild claims. Some of them may be legit. Some are most definitely running some sort of hidden agenda. There's really not a lot of clear answers of who is which. And ultimately, it's a cautionary tale to remind us all to think critically. Personally, my favorite evidence for UFOs comes from the telepathy tapes and CIA remote viewing programs. And often, Christians will take this whole topic to be an affront to God. And I argue, not at all. Humans used to think that God's creation was only the Eurasian and African continents. You would be a blasphemer to think differently. God's creation never used to include guns and planes and computers. Ultimately, God's creation is everything. And anything that we observe and see proof of is a part of that design. And to me, one of the most fascinating questions always lurking in the dark corners of every conspiracy convention is aliens. Is there proof? Are they here? And what on earth is really going on? I only know two things about aliens for sure. First, that we don't know for sure. And second, don't trust the government. That's our show for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, subscribe to Candace's channel.